This was another excellent match, though. The Steel City Street Fight for the undisputed WWE Tag Team titles. You know, some hokey stuff with the hockey jerseys. I mean, listen, I'm not a big fan of that stuff, but I thought it was fine here. Kevin Owens blooding a gusher at one point. You don't see that often in WWE, so I thought that was cool. They immediately cleaned it up, which was a bummer. But Judgment Day surprisingly coming out on top. I think we got all of our other predictions correct, you and I did, because we both agreed on everything when you texted me your predictions last week. We did not predict these two going over as the new tag team champions, and now it appears Judgment Day's back on the same page, if only for a little while longer.
Yeah, no, I thought this was good. Like you said, the kind of like the hokey hockey stuff. I mean, I don't really care for it. It kind of is what it is. I like, yeah. I mean, we neither of us had them winning. Didn't love that Owens. It wasn't that I was mad that they lost. I think it was just the way they lost. Like, so much interference. I fucking can't stand it. I just feel like this was so overbooked with the interference. Like, it just was a little much for my liking. I just, like, we have Rhea come in, then Dominic like 1,000 times, and JD McDonagh, and they finally win. It's like, I don't know. I feel like I get it. Like, that's like the heel thing to do, like the heel faction, like they cheat to win. But, like, when we saw that with the blood, we've been seeing that with the bloodline for so long, and now we have to get that with Judgment Day. It's just like, I don't know. It's kind of overdone at this point, if you ask me.
No, I understand. I didn't mind it in this case because I thought it added to the matchup, but typically I would say the same thing. You're not wrong for thinking or feeling that way. Yeah, there was a lot of interference. It was overbooked to shit, but I enjoyed it, and I was pleasantly surprised by the outcome. I wouldn't have cut the short of Owens and Zayn. I wouldn't have cut it short so quickly. I know it's been 5 months, but they could have done more. Do you think this leads to a WarGames match maybe at Survivor Series involving them? I think the Judgment Day stuff is doesn't seem like it's close to being over as we originally thought.
No, yeah, I mean, people were talking about it. I think it's definitely possible. I mean, we haven't really got, like, if that's what we're getting at Survivor Series, so, I mean, I think it's definitely possible. I mean, it'd be Zayn, Owens, Uso, and Cody.
Yeah, I think so. Unless Cody goes to SmackDown, but yeah, or Rollins.
Or Rollins, yeah. So I mean, I'm down. I think that'd be good. I mean, I think it makes sense. I mean, I at this point we're definitely getting JD in the Judgment Day, it seems. So it would be the 4v4. So yeah, I'm down.
It's a good spot for them to be in WWE because they're not advertising a WarGames match for Survivor Series this year. It's not branded as Survivor Series WarGames, which I like. And listen, I liked an NXT as an annual event for a few years, but I've also been saying for the last year when we were there last year, and it was great, you don't need to do it on the same show every year. You don't. It should not. It's this. If you're going to complain about Hell in a Cell, WarGames should be no different. I think they only bring it back when it makes sense. And this year, it just so happens to be at Survivor Series with where the story is, because I don't think they're going to do it at fucking Fastlane. I mean, that'd be stupid.
Could they do it at Crown Jewel or whatever the fuck the pay-per-view is?
They could. They could do it at the Saudi show. I mean, they haven't announced it yet, which is weird. The weird thing is that they've already announced Survivor Series, and it was announced a while ago for Chicago. But they haven't announced the Saudi show. And you would think if they were doing a Saudi show, it's early September, they would have done it by now. So I'm kind of starting to doubt that they are doing one, which is strange. I guess we'll find out. But yeah, it's possible. They could do it there. They could do it at Survivor Series. Survivor Series might be waiting a little bit too long. That's like 2.5 months, and they're already kind of going in that direction with the Judgment Day stuff. I don't know if we can wait another 2.5 months. But let's talk about that quickly. Jey Uso on the Raw roster, as you mentioned. Cody Rhodes having a big announcement of the Grayson Waller effect. Jey Uso, now a member of the Raw roster, after quitting SmackDown and the entire company 3 weeks ago. You would think he was gone for months. He's only gone for less than a month. Got a great reaction, new music, a la Jimmy on SmackDown, same thing. Great presentation. Laid out Grayson Waller. Loved his first Raw segment, reuniting with Sammy, embraced him in a hug. Teasing tension with Drew and Matt Riddle, though, because he was a big part of the problem why they kept losing to Roman Reigns. And also taking out Randy Orton last year for talking about Riddle. And Drew also said backstage, if Jay's out of line, if he steps out of line, I'm going after Cody. So there's a lot of different ways they can go with this. We also don't know how Kevin Owens is going to react because he wasn't on Raw this week. So I thought this was a really cool development, something I was not expecting.
No, this was good. I went fucking bananas when he came out. I mean, I'm like a huge Jey Uso mark. So when he came out, loved the new music, liked the change to Raw. I mean, seemingly this would keep him busy until they probably do him and Jimmy at WrestleMania, but a la Mysterio's from last year. But I like it. I think it's different. I think he can flourish on his own or be with Sammy, I guess you want to call it. And Cody, I guess, has some alignment with him as well. But I think he can be one of the top baby faces for Raw. Jimmy's still on SmackDown. He's going to be heel. Still kind of teased some kind of relationship with Solo on SmackDown. So I think that will help him kind of flourish on his own. I think Jay as a babyface, I think he doesn't really need the bloodline. I think Jimmy will need it more just because I feel like he needs more credibility right now. But I think it was a good start. Like you said, Raw, like, tease more stuff. I don't really know what direction it's going in, but I thought it was a good comeback, and I can't wait to see Jay on his own.
I thought it was cool. I thought they did a good job with it and got a great reaction. It wasn't what I would have done a month ago, and it does feel very similar to the Ray and Dominic stuff from last year. Kind of lazy, but listen, if they can make the most of it and push Jay on his own, I won't complain. He got a great reaction at the pay-per-view and on Raw, so again, if they can make the most of it and push him on his own, then I'm all for it.